In question 4a, we have four numbers that have been stored in R17 through R20, and the goal is to put the smallest of those numbers into R1. Before jumping into assembly code, make sure you have your high-level algorithm. So in this case, we're going to use the standard algorithm for finding the smallest of a set of numbers. We'll have another variable, it makes sense to use R1, and we'll go through the numbers in turn, and we'll put the smallest number we've seen so far into R1. So we'll assume, first of all, the smallest number is R17. Then if R18 is less than R1, we will update R1. If R19 is less than R1, we'll update R1. If R20 is less than R1, then we'll update R1. We'll convert this now into assembly code. The only thing we need to be aware of is just a standard way of converting a high-level instruction like this into assembly. So the way we normally do it is as follows. If our high-level code is if some condition is true, then execute step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. And then after the if statement is completed, we will go over here. In assembly code, we do it in the following way. If the condition is not true, then we skip these by going to a given label. If this instruction, if this condition over here is false, in other words, if condition is true, then we don't do this go to, and instead we compute these instructions over here. So we're going to put this into practice now. So R1 becomes R17. That's the standard move instruction. If R18 is less than R1, so we're going to now say, is R18 greater than or equal to R1? So I'll compare R18 to R1. And this will have the effect of setting the N and the Z bits in the status register. And I'm going to use the branch if plus instruction. I'm assuming here that the numbers are unsigned. If you'd made the assumption that the numbers were signed and you used branch BRGE, that would be absolutely fine as well. So if R18 is greater than or equal to R1, then we want to skip this. So we'll go to, say, next one. So we'll skip this. If R18 is less than R1, then we will be moving R18 into R1. Then I'm going to compare R19 with R1. If R19 was greater than or equal to R1, then I am going to leave R1 as is, and I'm going to skip to next 2. Otherwise, I will move R19 into R1. Finally, I compare R20 with R1. If it was greater than or equal to, I'm going to jump to next 3. Otherwise, I'm going to move R20 into R1, and then I'll go over here, and then that would be the end of the code that we need. I saw very many complicated solutions here. In many cases, people try to have some sort of subroutine for doing this moving. You could do it that way, but it's not really necessary because the moving is just one instruction. So that's actually a lot cheaper than doing a call and a return. A lot of people over here, for some reason, instead of doing the move, did a jump where to some other part of code where the move was done and then did a return, that's completely wrong. You can only do a return if there's been a call or an R call, not if there's been a jump.